So the dogs are all striking a pose. Lily wagged her tail at the sound of my voice. And you can see the mountains now all morning long until midday. It was too overcast, but the sun has come out on and off. You can see it playing across the mountains there. Very beautiful. And I, myself, am coming back to the present moment in nature because I was honestly a little lost for the last 15 minutes or so. I was totally absorbed in TikTok videos. I think it's from the Philippines. I don't know, somewhere in Asia, that they're obsessed with the song Forever Young and tend to do very similar ritualized dances to Forever Young. Yesterday it was 3 sharp young guys. Today it was, the thing today was a fat old cop, Gen Boy, Gen Boy, very popular on TikTok, doing very similar dance and obviously having the time of his life. So I was back there on the field rehearsing my version of it, which is going to be really ridiculous spoof of these people who have the perfectly choreographed moves. So I've let go of that now. I'm walking over very rough terrain with the dogs. We've got the sound of, I think I ascertained this morning that it's Route 40 is the big road back there, but we love to walk back through this field and then through that orchard over there, and then we get out to the road. And 2 days in a row I walked a long ways. Yesterday I took the Sabbath off, Easter, and my legs were beat. Today my legs seem to still be kind of beat. It might have something to do with not having eaten since 3 o'clock yesterday. I don't know, maybe. But here we are. The sun is warm. Dogs are peaceful. They get really peaceful when I get them away from the house. They're more likely to do their whole dominance and beating each other up number around the house, although they're doing a lot less of it now. Now, one of my contributions to the camp is to pick up the Bud Light cans. And I said to the guys a couple days ago, I said, gee, back in North Carolina it was PBR, Pabst Blue Ribbon, was the cheap beer of choice. And why are you not drinking Tecate or Modelo or all these great Mexican cervezas? They said Bud Light is cheap. So that was a good reason, because they're poor. I'm hanging out with poor people in Mexico. For a couple weeks there in Victoria, I was at the Hampton Inn, which I always thought of as a budget hotel, but it's actually a very nice hotel and it's been bought out by Hilton, I don't know how long ago, and full of business travelers, middle class, Spanish, Mexican folks. There's my dog Magic. But now we're hanging with the peasants out here in rural. It's on the outskirts of Victoria. I think it may still be in the city limits, but they call this neighborhood Los Troncones, and they call this section of the Sierra Madre Oriental range Los Troncones. And look at this. This is fabulous. Quite fabulous. And on my big thing from long walk, not super long walk this morning, was I walked down that main road from the road. This road back here dumps you off in the main road by a little convenience store, which was not open yet at like 9 o'clock. But I walked down the main road to get back to their entrance here and overshot it and walked down to a road that had one sign pointing Los Troncones and another very specifically saying Los Troncones Parque Ecologico, which is the park we want to get back to. So that was very exciting to see. I knew we were near it. I had no idea we were just a couple hundred yards away from the road to it, to the park. So when my car gets back on the road, which could be Wednesday, it's Monday now, could be Friday, I don't have much gas, 1/8 of a tank. And next check, not until earliest the 29th. So if today's the 10th, we're talking 19 days. Not enough gas to drive back into Victoria very much. There are a couple friends we'd like to see back in Victoria, but that's a lot of gas. And this is little gas, 5 minutes away by car. Nice flowers. Hey, how's that for a shot? Let's see if we can get a close-up. Flowers in the mountains. Pretty awesome, huh? And we definitely are living with poor people. Cannot afford to feed the dogs. They're lucky to get food on the table for the family. I wanted that. Well, how amazing. 1 month, I think to the day, 4 weeks to the day in Mexico. And I wanted to see the real Mexico because my 2 big vacations here 25 years ago, I was protected from the real Mexico. One was at a family-oriented Club Med. I was a big shot business consultant and had money. And the other was so that was Ixtapa, which is the phony baloney resort strip on the way south on the Pacific coast. A whole bunch of high-rise hotels put up by the Mexican government. But right next to it was the family-oriented Club Med, which is very sweet little cabanas. But my son was loving the sports with the adults. He'd play volleyball and pool volleyball and all this stuff all day. The local town, the real town, Zihuatanejo fishing village, we went in one day and he didn't want to go back. And maybe these days I would not build my vacation. Here's how we get out on the road, right there. Now, this is about the 3rd big old dump truck I've seen coming out of there. Why are they, what's going on back in there? The investigative journalist in me, who investigated the rape of Appalachia big time when we were there, is wondering what's going on in those mountains. So these days I might not so much build my vacation just around my son. I might insist on my needs for real Mexico, Zihuatanejo. My son's testimonial to Zihuatanejo was to christen it pretty cleverly, Say What You A-Ho. I thought that was pretty good, actually. And he had a blast. And then my other trip to Mexico was, see, dogs can cross over to the road there. That's rougher for me. I went to a yoga retreat spa outside of Guadalajara, and Rancho Rio Caliente, hot river. It was hot water, and had a wonderful time there. And we made a couple of trips into Guadalajara where there are the big murals of Diego Rivera, and that was before, I think before the Frida movie that featured Mexico City and her ongoing tempestuous relationship with Diego Rivera. But we saw those. Long feels like another lifetime. But again, not the real Mexico, but I'm getting it this time, man, big time. This is real Mexico. And it's all a dream to me. After so many years of dreaming about Mexico, almost moving here 15 years ago, and then all those months of agonizing about how to get my illegal car across the border, it is like a dream to me to actually be here. I don't totally get it. I get it when I try to speak Spanish. I get it then, like, oh yeah, we're not in Kansas anymore, baby. So there we go. The road. This is not the road that goes to Los Troncones, but it does go back in the mountains. Yeah, bye.